Welcome back to my channel. My name is Caitlin, and today I am going to go over what sold the week of July 26th through August 1st. So I'm gonna hop right in. We are on borrowed time. The kids are fishing with my husband, so they could be back any moment, and I would like to just get this done before they get back. So the first sale that we had last week was actually on Poshmark. Most of my sales this past week were actually on Poshmark. That's typically where I have the majority. But it was also last week as well. So the first sale that I had was a packed green zip front sweatshirt. This sweatshirt here I picked up for $1.75. Thought that was a steal. It was a full length zip and packed organic. If you haven't heard about it before, I actually just recently learned it's now being sold in Whole Foods, I believe. But prior to that, I picked this up as it's a very sustainable brand, and there's a lot of people seeking after that. Picked it up for $1.75, sold on Poshmark for $20, and I made a profit of $14.25. This one here was actually only listed for just over a week, so it does come in and out of my store fairly frequently and very quickly. The next sale that I have, I actually mentioned this in my last video. I sold a pair of sneakers that my brother gave me, so my cost of goods was $0. These were a pair of Nike Air Force One Low Midnight Navy sale sneakers. Like new condition, like I had mentioned before, he doesn't wear his sneakers very long before he's looking for a new pair. So I listed these for $60. I received an offer for $40.63 on eBay, which I accepted, and I received a profit of $34.70. Not too bad. The next sale that I made was a Iris craft sweater. These are like a bolo. I absolutely love finding these. However, when I found this, I turned the sweater around to look it all over in the store, and I noticed that the elbow pad on the elbow had a hole, and I wasn't sure if it'd be worth it or not, but when I looked up comps, it looked like for newer ones, they were selling for about $80. So I did end up picking this up. I paid $8.50 with the hole, but it sold on Poshmark for $56 fairly quickly, and I made a profit of $36.30. So it just goes to show you, the items that you're picking up don't have to be absolutely new or in excellent condition. This sweater was beautiful and was a classic Iris crafts sweater like you would expect from them. However, it had that hole, but sold for $56 fairly quickly, so highly recommend. The next thing that I sold was on Poshmark. It was a Spiritual Gangster High Vibes sweatshirt. I always pick up the Spiritual Gangster sweatshirts. They don't sell for a lot, but they do sell fairly quickly for me. This one here I paid $7 for, received an offer for $27, and that left me with a profit of $14.60. This was only listed for 2 days. So like I said, not for a huge profit, but it was only listed for 2 days, so I got my money back very quickly. The next sale was a Skylar and Madison, so like a no-name brand, boutique brand dress, but it was so cute. It was like completely buttoned down the front, long sleeve. I actually picked it up in the springtime thinking it would sell then. But I received an offer for $18. I only paid $1.75 for this. So I had a profit of $12.65. I don't know if I mentioned, but that one was also on Poshmark. You'll see too, as the sales continue to come in, I started receiving lower offers on some of my spring and summer things. And with it being the beginning of August, I'm kind of looking to move those out before the weather totally dips and then I'm stuck with them all winter. So I did accept some lower offers, as you will see. Again, to just move those out quickly. The next sale that I had was actually on Depop. This was my only Depop sale this week. It was a Natural Life Johnny jumpsuit. It was like a lounge jumpsuit. Natural Life sells really well for me. Not for a lot of money, but it always does sell. I've listed multiple things and they've all sold. This one here I picked up for $6, received an offer for $24, and made a profit of $13.81. The next thing was actually I was very excited to find this. I'd never found the brand The Great before, and it was just a plain maxi dress distressed around the collar, which was intentional, I did confirm that. But it was The Great Navy maxi dress, distressed I had put. I paid $7 for this, and it sold fairly quickly for $50. This was a size 0, so I was a little bit hesitant when I picked it up because it was a smaller size, but I was excited because it was that great brand that I had never seen before. So sold for $50. Profit for that was $33, also sold on Poshmark. I actually made another Natural Life sale. This one was a Natural Life rust dress, and when I picked this up, I was very excited. This seemed like a perfect casual dress for fall that I thought somebody would really love. It wasn't a size large. I paid $7 for this one. Somebody sent me an offer for $30. I believe I had this one listed for $40. I did accept that with a profit of $17, sold on Poshmark. This next one I've actually had for quite a while, and it was bought based on style. Excuse me. It was a Talbot's cardigan sweater, and I picked it up because it had that preppy look. It had buttons down the front with the collar. I picked it up last year and paid $1.75. Again, I didn't pay a lot for that one, but I only got $12 in profit after it sold for an offer of $15, also on Poshmark. So happy to get that one out. The next sale, this is what I'm talking about with the lower offers. I had an Old Navy. I pick up Old Navy if I can find them in like linen or cotton or cute prints, a larger size. I picked up an Old Navy extra large linen floral mini dress. It was super colorful, beautiful for spring, summer, but again, a mini dress. So when somebody sent me an offer for I'm so sorry. I picked it up for $1.75. Somebody sent me an offer for $10, and I made a profit of $5.03. Not a lot of money, not a lot of profit there, but it was a cute dress. It was a mini, and it was linen. So again, at the beginning of August, move that out. Now I don't need to look at that all winter. Next sale, very similar. It was an Eileen Fisher blue size 3X tank. When I found this, I was actually very excited because I don't see Eileen Fisher in that 3X size very often. However, this did sit for a long time. So somebody sent me an offer for $12. I made a profit of $9.05. Again, tank top, let's move that on. The next sale, I picked up an Aritzia TNA homestretch black long sleeve top. I don't pick up a ton of Aritzia, but this one here was $4.50, and I figured I could get a wear or two out of it first. I didn't end up doing that. This one actually sold very quickly. Somebody sent me an offer for $15. I received $7.50, sold on Poshmark, in and out. Again, I think that might have been listed for 2 weeks or so. So that, again, moved pretty quickly. This one here, a Ralph Lauren white dress. I picked this up at my local Goodwill for $7. I know that some people are leaving behind the Ralph Lauren brand because it's not the top tier brand or Polo or Purple Label. But I have really good success with selling Ralph Lauren. I don't pick it up for a ton of money, but this one here sold in 2 days. Somebody sent me an offer for $40, and I profited $25 in 2 days. And all it was a flutter sleeve, size small, short white dress. I put the keywords bride, honeymoon, things like that, classic, things like Ralph Lauren would have on their clothes. It was a beautiful dress. It looked like it had never been worn before, but it sold very quickly, and I'm very, very happy with that. The next dress I sold on Poshmark as well. This one was an Able the Label tropical maxi dress. I didn't know the Able the Label brand. Wasn't super familiar with that, but I picked it up based on style. I paid $5.60 for this and was actually able to wear this dress to my niece's recital in the spring. So I like to be able to get a wear or two out of it if I can, and then it just kind of makes it that much more fun when it does sell. So I received an offer for $14, and with this being a very springy summer dress, I was happy to move that on, made a profit of $5.45, but again, was happy because I was able to wear that as well. So I got a use out of it, and then I made $5.45. Win. The last sale that I made this week was this was my second sale on eBay. It was just a no-name brand horse print midi dress that I picked up at my local Salvation Army. I paid $4.50 for this. It was covered, I'll show a picture, but it was covered in just horses. And I know that the equestrian horse style has been super in right now. So there was no material tag and no brand tag on this dress, but I knew based on the horses alone that it would do well. So I actually listed it for $40. Again, paid $4.50 for it and received an offer for $34 very quickly on eBay. It was listed for just over a week. And I made $24.30. So not too bad for a no-name brand dress. And again, it was a shorter dress, so happy to move that out. I think that'd be very cute for somebody for fall. So all in all, at the end of the week, I made 15 sales, which is definitely better than last week. Some of these sales were lower sales, with my lowest being $10. So not huge, but again, happy to move those spring and summer items out of my closet. So I made $405.63 in sales, and my profit was $264.64. So I have a packed closet full of sweaters at this point. I started thrifting for winter and fall a few weeks ago. And I mean, I have a packed closet full of sweaters. So once these do start selling, I think that my average sale price will go up significantly, as sweaters typically sell for more than the lightweight dresses and tank tops and things like that. So looking forward to seeing what's coming. I know that people have started shopping for fall already, as some of these sales are actually sweaters. Yeah, excited to see what comes next, and I'm hopeful. I know I said I'd share a haul very soon. I do need to do that. I have lots of things to share with you all, and I'm hopeful to do that very soon. Thank you for joining me. See you next time.